In the meantime, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming out today. I'm so glad to be back here in Atlanta. I was here a few months ago last year doing an Odoo tour, and it was our first time at the garage at Tech Square. So first I'd like to give a round of applause to our friends here at Tech Square. They are at the garage. They've done a tremendous amount of work. They have a beautiful space. If any of you would like to do any kind of product launch or any type of talk, this is the place to really do it. So, first compelling question is, just by a show of hands, who would like to be more efficient with your time? Yeah, pretty much everybody. Time is valuable. Time is money. My objective today is to demonstrate how we can be more efficient with our time and spend less time with cumbersome internal processes for our companies and our businesses, and more time doing the things we truly love, whether it's developing the product, developing our people, fountains of income, really the things that make us wake up in the morning. It's not balancing the books, or it's not figuring out what inventory we have on our shelves. Let us do the heavy lifting. And so again, our objective here at Odoo is to demonstrate how we can use and embrace technology to make those internal processes that much more efficient. My name is Yosiat Gimbernard. I am the head of product communications at Odoo. I am at the San Francisco office, and I'm accompanied here today by my colleague Carlos Sevilla, who works with our partners. He's an account manager with our partners, and he'll be joining me on stage later on for our Q&A session. Today's event is sponsored by Confianz. They're going to be joining me on stage later on with more information as to how they have helped their customers overcome some of their challenges and what their value proposition is. Now, today's agenda is going to be as following. We're going to learn a little bit about Odoo, who we are, what we're all about. We're also going to take a look at our value proposition and what truly makes us stand out in the marketplace. We're also going to have a demonstration of our software in order to show exactly how an integrated application solution truly allows for you to save time and be more efficient with those internal processes. I'm going to then invite Confianz on stage. I have my friend and counterpart Sean, who will come in and explain a little bit more about their value proposition and what they're all about. And then we're going to open this stage up for questions in order for you to ask those questions that you want to know more about and clarify any doubts. But stick around. We have a nice cocktail and nibbles at the end. It gives us an opportunity to just learn more about one another and an opportunity for you to also network. So without further ado, let's get started. There seems to be some sort of confusion about our name, Odoo, Odo. It depends on where in the world you are. There seems to be a pronunciation issue. But Odoo is Odoo. It stands for On-Demand Open Object. That's how it originally started. But now it's just known as Odoo. And with offices in Hong Kong, Dubai, Brussels, New York, and San Francisco, Odoo is truly a global company. Not only are our offices in key tech centers around the world, but we have over 500 employees across the globe who are passionate about helping businesses be more efficient. Our software is used in over 120 different countries. It's translated in over 32 languages. And quite frankly, Odoo is one of the fastest growing ERP and technology companies in the world. With over 3,000 databases created every single year and more than 17,000 business applications in our Odoo App Store, Odoo truly is positioning itself to be a world leader. Our ethos and our mission is to empower companies to grow and be more efficient with providing products that they truly love. This is a mission that not only our founder and CEO, Fabian Pankars, holds dearly, but each and every one of us at Odoo shares that vision as well. And even though we're growing tremendously and we have a great footprint in the technological world, we didn't start out that way. Like many business owners, we started out quite small. Let's turn back the clock to 2005. Our founder and CEO was getting his master's degree in computer science, and his father, a small business owner, had a problem. You see, he was running his business like many of us run our businesses today, with pen and paper and a series of spreadsheets. And as we all know, that's not the most efficient way to run a business. And so he took a look at the market to see what existed, and naturally he came upon ERPs. ERPs are legacy systems that allow for a full suite of products to manage and support your business functions. And the ERPs that he saw out there in the market were the ones that we know today: SAP, Microsoft Dynamics, Oracle. These systems are indeed robust and truly do support all the business functions his dad was looking for. However, the deficiencies were, they were terribly difficult to learn, they were practically impossible to implement for his needs, and also they were terribly expensive outside of the realm for that small to medium-sized business. And so he then took it upon himself to create a robust and dynamic and agile system for his father. Odoo started as a passion project in a dorm room for a son to his dad. And of course, that's where we are today. These large companies depend on Odoo for various different projects to help certain processes, and it is a testament that Odoo truly can help a large business. However, the strength of Odoo lies in its flexibility and its ability to go across different types of businesses, whether they're large enterprise companies or small to medium-sized companies, like the 150,000 different to small to medium-sized businesses all around the world that depend solely on Odoo as their single platform to manage their business processes. The one thing to take away here is that there isn't a singular vertical that jumps out. We work with manufacturers, we work with wholesalers, retailers, consulting firms, from shoemakers in Guatemala to rug manufacturers in Turkey. Odoo offers a singular solution that supports the widest variety of verticals. Now, the Odoo and Fabian certainly found lots of value in what is created in a marketplace that sometimes feels a little crowded. Let's take a look at where we are in the marketplace and what makes Odoo truly stand out. So of course we're going to take a look at traditional ERPs, because ERPs are what Fabian was looking at to have that singular solution for his dad. These are the same legacy systems that do an excellent job providing a full scope solution for business owners. SAP, Oracle, NetSuite, and Microsoft Dynamics are industry leaders and do have a world-class product. However, their deficiencies, like I mentioned earlier, are that they are terribly difficult and cumbersome to implement. They're very complex in learning these systems. They were created with that CEO in mind and not necessarily that end user. And ultimately, they are expensive. They are terribly outside of the realm of price for many of our small to medium-sized business owners. A reaction in the market against these systems was the rise of single-use vertical applications that we all know. These systems offer support to one type of function. We all know QuickBooks for accounting, Salesforce for CRM, customer management, and Trello for projects. Although these systems are fairly easy to use, they're affordable, they don't offer the full scope support that most companies need. In other words, a company is going to need several of these different solutions to manage and to manage their business. Odoo is the perfect bridge. Not only do we have a full scope of products that support all business functions, we also have an easy-to-use suite of products under one platform, allowing for an easy interface. It's easy to learn, it's easy to use, and more importantly, it's affordable. Now, let's review the problem that many companies face today. They use a certain level, a certain number of different applications just to manage their business. Just by show of hands, who uses a handful of applications to manage and run your business? Yeah. It's not the most efficient way. And the image that I like to share is that it looks a little something like this. This is what we call a Frankenstack in the industry. It's a series of different applications connected with APIs to pull and push data. You have your customers, you have your series of different applications, and then you have your company. This presents three major problems. Number one, there's no native integration here. Therefore, you need to have API connectors to pull and push data from one application to another. Number two, there is no central intelligence here. In other words, at any given time, you may not know what's been invoiced at a certain month, or you don't know what inventory you have in your shelves. And there's a disconnect between accounting and sales. And so it presents a problem with accurate reporting. And sometimes, quite frankly, it's a nightmare. And number three, upgrades. Upgrades are a reality of modern technological life. Do you remember when the iPhone moved from the i4 to the i5, the iPhone 4 to the iPhone 5? The plug and the charger was different. And it was such a pain to try to find the corresponding cable for the corresponding phone if you had the upgraded version. And I remember talking to my brother about that, and I wish there would have been a much more unified or consistent upgrade system instead of having to change that plugin. So when you have disparate systems that aren't connected to one another natively, an upgrade for one system may not necessarily be right for the other one. And so it becomes a little difficult to get everybody on the same plane. Odoo eliminates the need to have all three of those problems by offering a singular, all-in-one software solution under one platform. You have integrated business application under one platform that naturally connect and talk to one another. You have a central intelligence where reporting becomes absolutely easy. And then you also have an upgrade system that is in one fell swoop. All three of those problems are solved. But how do we do this? We do this by our architecture. And first of all, we had a founder who's a computer genius who was able to come up with this. But number two, and most importantly, it's modular architecture. Modular architecture allows us to have an integrated business application platform where each and every one of our business applications are connected natively. I like to explain this with a simple analogy. Who used Legos as a kid or played with Legos? They were my favorite toy. And my dream as a kid was to go to the Lego factory in Denmark and see how it was all created. This past summer, I got the opportunity to go. It was a dream come true, bucket, item, check. And when I was there, I got to understand how the Lego system became about. The system is what they know as Lego, as continuity of play. You see, every single Lego block, regardless of when it was created or what set it belongs to, can connect with any other Lego block. That means that the Legos that I played with as a kid are not only still relevant today, but are still being used by my nieces. And that continuity of play is what triggered that light bulb in my head and said, just like Lego blocks were created to connect with one another for continuity of play, so too are Odoo business applications. They were created to connect with one another and offer that continuity of use for the user, for the business, and ultimately for the company. Now, this illustrates perfectly how modular architecture works. Odoo not only supports front-end applications with website and sales CRM, but also the back-end with finance, accounting, inventory management. Modular architecture allows not only for all of these applications to be connected to one another, but it also allows the user or that business owner to implement in stages. In other words, you don't have to implement your entire system in one go. You can implement as needed. If it's one application and one user, you can do that. Allowing that business to be able to grow organically and to have a much more controlled way of growth. You can also implement in stages, allowing to offboard your current system and adopt Odoo as needed. I'm going to go ahead and explain to you a little bit more about the greater Odoo community in our ecosystem and the parts that make our family great. Starting number one with you, the customer. You are the foundation of us. Odoo is supported by three main pillars: our customers, our Odoo partners, which are 1,800 Odoo partners around the world who provide that local touch, that silk glove, that help with that specific project. They are your neighborhood Odoo provider, and they provide that special extra face-to-face contact when it comes to implementation. We're also supported by a wide network of 20,000 passionate developers around the world that make up the Odoo community. Remember the 17,000 applications that I discussed at the Odoo App Store? Most of those are created by our Odoo community members. I like to say that they not only give us product feedback, provide these various applications, but are truly one of the strongest communities out there when it comes to tech. I like to say that the Odoo applications allow the user to have a truly unique and personalized experience when using the software. Everybody familiar with Tesla? What makes Tesla great is not the fact that it is a 21st century electronic, beautiful, sexy car. That part is fantastic, and we all know that. But the power of Tesla is the fact that you have applications that support that vehicle, giving the rider and that owner a really, truly unique experience with that technology. And just like Tesla is supported by hundreds of apps that support that technology, so too does Odoo. And then, of course, we have Odoo headquarters. We offer not only an open source product, but we also offer an enterprise product hosted on the cloud, or you can self-host with enterprise as well. All three of these columns are interconnected, allowing for support to you, our customers. Now, I'm going to leave you with this final image. It's called the Odoo Wheel of Success. It's with Odoo in the center, and each of these segments represents one of our strengths that together create a truly world-class product. We're in a cost-effective software that is with integrated business applications, allowing for ease of transfer of data across a singular platform. Its easy-to-use interface allows for quick adoption. I remember when I applied at Odoo, they gave me the CRM with a series of different tasks to complete. And I had never seen the software before. And I found it so incredibly intuitive that, hey, I'm here talking about it. So I got the job. It has faster implementation because of the integration element of our applications. Servers all around the world that hold on to the highest of security standards, and of course, it's customizable for the needs of every business owner. All right, now I can sit here and talk about Odoo till the cows come home. However, it's much more powerful to demonstrate the software than to talk about it. So let's take a look at what the software actually looks like. For today's demo, I'm going to be a business. I'm going to be a furniture manufacturer. And I sell furniture and design consulting. In the demo, I'm going to play different characters. I'm going to be representing various people in the company. The first person I'm going to be is the administrator. Now, as the administrator, I have all of the access rights, and I see all of my applications right here on my home screen. It's populated with all of the applications that we use at the company. However, access rights can be given according to job function. So if I'm in sales, I would probably just see sales and CRM. If I'm in accounting, I would have accounting, sales, and CRM, etc. So according to what your job is, it's going to determine what applications that you see. Odoo is also mobile friendly and mobile optimized. So as a business owner, you can go and visit a client and have that quotation right there and then on your cell phone. You can also have Odoo on your series of tablets for your manufacturing warehouse. It is agile and optimized depending on the device. Now, let's just jump right in. And I, as the administrator, I want to see what invoices have been done in the month of August. Instead of having to go into my application, I can just simply type in invoices, and they pop in right there. The search bar and the search functionality is absolutely powerful. I don't have to go into any of my apps to find any type of information that I'm looking for. I'm going back out into my home screen, and let's take a look at my products. And here they are. I'm pulling up all of the products that I have at my warehouse at a glance, and I can filter them, I can group by them, etc. But also, let's take a look at my customers. Here they are. List of all of my customers come up. I'm going to look at Azure Interior. And when I click on my customer, I have a 360-degree view of everything that's going on with that customer. Any activities or meetings, what purchases have been realized, what's currently due, as well as my key contacts for that particular customer. I'm going to go back out into my home screen. And as an administrator, I want to see how powerful my reporting is. I'm going to go to my CRM, and that search functionality is going to be carried across all of my applications. You're going to see a continuity of use here with the menu bar, your search bar, and your dashboard. So I can group everything by right now my sales team, and in my Kanban view I see all of my European sales team right here. But in my list view, I want to look at all of my countries and see which ones are the most highly producing countries that we have. But not only that, I want to know how my accounts are doing. With the new version 12 overview, you can see from the genesis of an opportunity to an account what the health of that account is. It gives you the highest amount of visibility in order to react and to touch that customer and allow to diminish churn. Also, with our new KPI view, we have the ability to see all of our KPIs in one singular report. No longer do you have to toggle back and forth between reports to find out what's going on at a glance with your company. It is all under a singular report. Odoo was created for efficiency and, remember, for that end user experience. And so for version 12, we've also included shortcuts. With simply clicking Alt, in this case H, I'm taken back to my home screen. All right. That's the administrator. I'm taking my administrator hat off and I'm putting my marketing hat on. It's my favorite hat because I'm in marketing. So I'm going to my website application, and what the first thing we see are the three elements of every app: the menu, the search, and the dashboard. Our dashboard is right here, allowing us to see what sales have been realized recently. And then let's go ahead and quickly create an application. I'm not a developer or an engineer, but with the Odoo website builder, we can easily drag and drop tiles to create a beautiful website. We live in an age where websites are now the window to the world of your company, and therefore it's critical to have a website that's not only attractive, but is also engaging. Let's go ahead and make our website a little bit more eye-catching. Transform your space. Because remember, we are a furniture manufacturer, and I'm going to change that background image to have something a little bit more appropriate. All right. I also want to just drag and drop. I have some 3 columns here. These are features that can be added. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that it is appropriate to my business. We, on version 12, have also partnered with Unsplash, allowing the user to have access to a library of high-resolution photographs that can be used to populate your website. All right. And here we go. Now, I'm going to save this, and For all intent and purposes, my website is completed. Before publishing, I want to see what it looks like on a mobile preview, and as you can see, it's completely optimized for that mobile view, as well as offering the same functionalities that you have on a desktop. With a click of a button, I can easily publish my website, as well as promote by optimizing SEO, and also track this page for any kind of campaign that might be associated with the website itself. Now, I am a customer, and I'm looking to buy some furniture. I come upon the website, and I'm excited. It looks beautiful. I'm interested in buying. So I'm going to go on the e-commerce site and taking a look at what the store has. And there's a series of products here, all furniture related, but what I'm particularly looking for is a desk. All of the desks that are going to be featured at the store pop up. We can also sort by price and by name. In this particular case, I am really liking this customizable desk. I see that it has variants now, because in version 12, the variants feature has been included, allowing for the user to look at the variants of a product in the front end. So before committing to it and buying it, I'm not going to add it to cart, I have a question. I want to know if I can get any kind of discount for bulk. In other words, I just have an office and I want to be able to have several desks. Instead of buying them one by one, I want to be able to see if I can get some sort of a price break. So I'm going to come into the Contact Us embedded form that can be embedded in your website, and I'm going to engage with the company. And I'm going to ask them if there are any discounts. And here, it's a much more in-depth question. Are there any bulk desk discounts? All right, well, let's see. That goes off to the company, and I, as a customer, am going to be engaging with the vendor. Now, I'm taking my customer hat off. I'm going back to my home screen, and I'm going to put on the salesperson hat. I'm going to go straight to my CRM, and as a salesperson, I go into my CRM, and the first thing I want to do is see what I have to do today. Whether it's contacting a customer, whether it's following up with an opportunity, what exactly I have to do, Odoo allows for easy to see not only activities, but tasks. So the first thing that we can see is the Kanban view of my sales pipeline across the entire sales team. We have our new qualified proposition in one. Those are our sales steps. They're represented by columns that are dynamic and movable. These movable tiles make it for a dynamic and more engaging experience of use. My favorite feature is the fact that if you move an opportunity from one stage to another, take a look at the sales number here. So let's see, if we have $9,000 going to one, wait for it, it automatically updates that sales number to show the increased amount. So let's go back, put this here, and here we go. These tiles can be changed, they can be given different names, they can be added according to the different stages that you have. This is just the example. So, right now we have the discounts. This is the lead that came in from that question that the customer had. If we click on it, we can easily edit, give it a priority, add more information, but more important with that particular customer. Now, we also want to schedule an activity. I want to give my customer a call. Colleen has sent me a message back saying, yes, we have discounts. I'm excited. I think that sale's going to go. And I'm going to go and schedule an intro call with John. I'm going to have that intro call with him tomorrow. Excellent. Activities are color-coded. In other words, it allows me to easily know when something is about to happen, whether it's today or tomorrow in yellow, or something that's going to happen in the near future, which is represented in green, or if it's red, that means that it is past due. As a manager, I can easily go to my activities view and see not only what activities are pending, what's due recently, but also I can hold my salespeople accountable for past due activities as well. Again, visibility is accountability, not only between salespeople and their customers, but also for sales managers and their sales teams. All right, let's go back to our Kanban view, and we saw that a lead came in through the embedded form on our website. Leads can also come in by importing them. If you have a lead generation service, etc., you can import leads that way. A third and new way with Odoo version 12 is our lead generation rules. By simply adding lead generation rules, anybody that comes to your website that has these specific characteristics, we're looking for people in design, we're looking for CEOs and directors, they get flagged and are considered a lead and would come in as a lead. So we provide that architecture for this to be possible. All right, let's go back to my sales pipeline. And I just got a call from my customer, Azure Interior. They want me to send them a quote. They're looking to buy a customizable desk. It's customizable desk day, so they also want a customizable desk. I can quote Azure Interior right here in our CRM. However, I'm going to leave CRM and go straight to my sales app in order to demonstrate how the sales app looks and feels. Remember those three pieces of the three parts of an application. We also have the menu, the search, and the dashboard. We have all of our quotations here. And I'm going to go ahead and create a quotation on the fly for Azure Interior. And what I love about Odoo is that it simply fills in all of these fields right there and then. We can configure these fields according to your customer, price list, fiscal position for any products, any discounts or contracted terms. All of that can be configured in the front end in order for them to be pre-populate it the moment that you choose that customer, saving that individual lots of time. Now, they wanted that customizable desk, so let's go ahead and find it, and here it is, and I'm going to add it. Now, remember the variants that we showed you during the front end at the e-commerce site? Those same attributes are also in my back end. So me as a salesperson, I can go to a customer face to face and quote that individual on a product that has multiple variants right there and then. My brother is an engineer at a company that builds customized fountains. They do personal and commercial fountains. Their main pain point was the inability to quote right there and then when they had a customer meeting. Why? Because these fountains were customized for the needs of the individual. So they had tons of different variants. And so the quotation process presented a roadblock to them because they had a quote, but then they had to do another quote for all of the bits and pieces that go into that. With the Odoo variants at the product level, a salesperson can quote right there and then in front of the customer, adding the different variants right there for the quote, allowing for the customer to see in real time what that product would cost. Now we can see here the variants of a particular item, and in this particular case, we're going with the white steel. I'm going to add it to the quotation, and the moment I add it, 2 additional items are suggested. I can add these to the quotation if I'd like, or I can leave them out. In this case, I'm going to leave them out, and I'm going to confirm the quote. Now, I'm also going to get a rate, a shipping rate. We are integrated with UPS, and as a result, I can get my UPS rate right here, and I'm going to add it to the order. With Odoo Studio, you also have the ability to customize this quote. We can do a product comparison analysis. We can have a chart or a pivot table that can be embedded into this quotation as well. We can add images to this quote, making it more either personal or a little bit more flashy depending on what the customer is looking for. In other words, Odoo Studio allows you to be more creative and flexible with quotes that you previously weren't able to do. I'm going to save this quotation. I'm going to send it by email. I have a pre-populated message that goes out to my customer, and it's essentially saying, Azure, this is the quote, they get a PDF, I send it off, and they get notified 2 different ways. Number 1, the email that I'm sending out, but number 2, and more importantly, they're going to be getting a notification via the customer portal. The customer portal is powerful. It allows for customers to not only have a single source of truth with their customer or with the vendor, but also see exactly any kind of communication that's happened with their vendor. Whether it's quotations, sales orders, if there's a project that is happening, they can see what's going on with their project in real time. In this case, let's take a look at the quotation that was sent to the customer, and it's right here. Here it is, number 87. All right, so me as the customer, I'm seeing the quote, I can accept and sign, or I can give feedback and say, hey, I really like that chair. I know we talked about it, it's not in the quote, can you add the chair? Or I can reject it fully and say, hey, sorry, there isn't any budget right now. In this particular case, I'm a good customer and I'm going to sign accept. I'm going to sign it right here, my beautiful signature, boop, boop. And then it's going to prompt me to pay. Now, in this particular case, I've already configured different types of payment acquirers. In this case, we're just going with a wire transfer. Now, that's being paid for, and I'm going to go back to the sales application. Now, when I go back to the sales application and I refresh, I confirm this order. And the moment I confirm, an automated action happens, and that is the creation of the delivery. Boom, right there. The delivery lets me know exactly that there has been an order that's been paid for. There's an initial demand, but we don't have anything reserved, and of course it's not done yet. So what do we have to do? Let's build a table. Let's build this desk. I'm going to go out of my sales application and go straight to my manufacturing app. I'm putting my sales or my hard hat on, and I am now the warehouse manager. I have right here in my dashboard, I see all the various assembly lines and stations that I have for my production line. And I'm going to go into my operations and see what manufacturing orders I have that day. I have in blue a manufacturing order. It's in blue because that's letting me know that I have to process that. So let's go ahead and process it and confirm it. And what I first see is going to be the order for the customizable desk. There's one. All of my routes have already been pre-configured, so I know exactly what needs to happen, and all of these automations happen with a simple click. Now, the first thing I need to do is see if the bill of materials are available. They are in red because we don't know if they are available or in our warehouse yet. I'm going to click availability to find out, and the moment they change colors to black, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to produce this desk. I'm excited. I'm going to simply click my produce button, and here, naturally, manufacturers have various steps. We're going to eliminate all these steps because this is the purpose of the demonstration. I'm going to hit that easy button. I see all of my materials are here, and I'm going to record the production of the desk. And I have it right there. All of my bill of materials now are green. That means that they have been consumed for the purposes of creating this desk. The moment I mark this product as done, 3 major reports come out. Number 1, we have our traceability report. Number 2, we have our inventory move, so you know exactly what has been moving from where to where, from the individual parts of the desk to the desk itself. And then more importantly, we have our cost analysis. This is an indispensable report allowing you to see what the real cost of this desk was. It's just right now representing the materials. It's not taking into account your labor costs, for example. Okay, let's go back out here. Now we're not done. We have to go back to our inventory management application to pick, pack, and ship this desk. So we're leaving manufacturing, we're going back to our home screen, and we're putting on my inventory manager hat and going into inventory. The first thing I see, of course, is my dashboard and all of my different receipts or internal transfers. But in this particular case, I'm looking at my delivery orders. There are 2 that I need to process today. And in blue or in black, we have the one that has just been created, the table or the desk. By clicking it, we see that we can easily validate it as being done. Now, with Odoo barcode, we can scan the picking operations, and you can pick and pack right there and there with your bar scanner. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like. And here it is. So it has the lot and actually the product as well. It gets scanned and it gets marked as picked. And then once that is done, an automated action gets a shipping label created, because remember, we're linked with UPS. So that's happened. I'm going to go and manually mark it as done. And here we go. Confirm. I'm going to now validate. And the process, the magic of demos, the desk has been picked, packed, and shipped. I'm going to send a confirmation email to my customer letting him know that the desk is on its way. And it pops up, again, a template with the shipping order. All right. Customer's getting his products. I'm excited, but we're not done yet. Now I'm going to go to my sales application, and we're going to create the invoice. We're going to use the sales quotation that we created, and from there, an automated action is prompting me to create an invoice. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, the same functionality that we're able to use from the quotations, we can also use to create a much more personalized invoice. So let's use Studio to add some extra fields in here. Right now we have our customer, delivery address, etc. But I also want on my invoice the customer ID number. So I'm going to add customer ID number right here. This one to say customer ID. All right, and then I also want shipping date. So there's the shipping, there's the date field. I'm going to add it right here. Let's see. There we go. And I'm going to label that shipping date. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close that. And when I go back out to my regular invoice, I can add these fields here. So 527-9222. We have an invoice date of today, and then new date, shipping date of today as well. Save that. And now I can validate the invoice. Now, when I validate the invoice, I can register the payment right here and then. However, I'm not going to do it in the sales application. I'm going to do it in the accounting app. So I'm leaving sales, and I'm going straight to my accounting app. We want to validate that invoice. And here it is. And I'm going to register the payment. There it is. Now, let's go back to our overview. One of the main pain points of many of our customers, or at least in the accounting side, is reconciling books. At the end of the month, it's a process that is drudge work, essentially. Because Odoo now is linked with your banks, we can reconcile your books every day, every week, every couple of days. In other words, you don't have to wait till the end of the month to get the statement and reconcile all of your accounts. In a few clicks, we can easily reconcile your general ledger. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to reconcile this right now. I'm going to validate. I'm going to validate. I'm going to validate. And then here, this is payable. And wait for it. reconcile, and congrats, well done. Now, I reconciled 5 transactions in 20 seconds. That's an average of 4 seconds per transaction. I can also then click my bank statement and see exactly how it was reconciled. And it's taken that drudge and dread of having to reconcile my books in a simple click. It is done. And I get a fun, happy face at the end. So I like that. Okay, so we went ahead and registered that payment. I'm going to go back to my home screen and then finish with our new version 12 documents application. More and more companies are becoming paperless, and having a single repository for where to store their documents is critical. Odoo allows for one singular place where all documents across various departments can be stored. Not only can you request documents across your various departments, you can request them from your customers, vendors, anyone outside the company or within the company. You can have folders according to your departments, as well as tags according to the different types of documents. And let's go to finance real quick. And we have, oh, actually let's go here. And in finance, I'm gonna have all of my various invoices that I've received from vendors. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at one of these invoices. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this one. And we can either download it, we can share it with colleagues, but let's take a look at this particular invoice just to see the information that's on it. Now, this is a PDF that was sent to me, and it was an invoice from one of my customers. Sometimes it takes a little while for the invoice to populate, but here it is. New World Company, et cetera, has all of the information there. Now, I can validate the document, but I want to create a vendor bill directly from this PDF. I'm going to click Create Vendor Bill. I'm going to send it through OCR. And once I send that through OCR, I can update status, and all of these fields then become populated. And there it is. Let's go ahead and do I'm saving it. I validate. And then also from here, I can register the payment. The spinning wheel is happening, it's thinking, validating, registering the payment. And here it goes. It's going to my bank, it's validated. And we're all set. All right, so what did we do today? We did a lot. We created a website. We had a customer wanting to know more information about a product. We were able to quote our customer on a variant product as well. We not only produced it, we also shipped it out to him. We registered a payment. We amended the invoice. We also were able to create a vendor bill from a PDF invoice that was sent to us, all within Odoo. I never once had to leave my local environment. This database had everything that I needed to complete all those various functions, and I saved time with doing all of this under one singular platform. Thank you so much for being here today and to seeing how powerful Odoo truly is. I'm going to invite our associate Sean here with Confianz to talk to you more about some of the exciting things that they're currently doing. And stick around because we're doing Q&A right afterwards. Thank you so much.